In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with all of you a very simple strategy that you can use to make thousands of dollars in the market week in and week out. How I use the strategy to make $4,000 in 30 minutes and how you can do it too as well. I'm also going to be sharing with y'all 2 examples on how to approach this specific strategy. Alright, y'all. Again, before we begin, do not forget to annihilate the like button for the YouTube algorithm as you come in, alright? And also don't forget to subscribe if you are new to the channel. So, the way the strategy goes, I'm going to use Tesla for this video lesson, alright? And if you are new to the channel, again, we like to trade chart structures. I repeat, chart patterns, alright? For those of you who are not familiar with it. Now, the trade that I took on Tesla was right over here on the 16th, right here, all right? And the reason why I took a day trade on it and how you can do it too, again, this is a very prevalent strategy. It happens over and over again, and it's very lucrative when you catch it on time, all right? Now, the strategy goes like this. As you can see, this is Tesla. It chopped a little bit in the morning, and then it formed something that I really like and I look for quite a bit. It formed a bullish pennant right here. All right, it formed it on the 5-minute chart. The 3-minute chart is a little bit more, it has more candles, obviously, it's a little bit cleaner, but it's very, very clean right here, just from the way it is. Now, this thing breaks out right here, and that is the appropriate entry for this one. All right, and if you're not familiar with the bullish pennant, again, I've made multiple videos about it, but it's important that we look at the research on Google. If you go on Google and you just type bullish pennant or bullish pattern for that matter, you'll see all of these wonderful structures right here. Again, we have the bullish pennant right here, which is what I'm just showing you with Tesla. And then we have the bearish pennant right here, which is also lucrative when things are very, very bearish and there's bad news in the market, right? Can be very lucrative both ways. But for the intention of this video, we're just gonna look at the bullish pennants. Again, these are a lot of them right over here. Again, very, very clean. The one that we're looking at with Tesla is this one. It's not that wide, it's kind of smallish right here, all right? Again, the examples are on here. It's very important that you take the time to study these things. Again, look them up, all right? Look at the different variations. It will make your trading journey a lot smoother and a lot easier, especially to catch them in real time, all right? Now, let's go back to the trade. Again, this one, the appropriate entry for it is here, right at this candle. But my entry was a little bit late. All right, so this right here is the history on that specific day. I put in an order for 70 calls, the $185 strike at 10:26 for $195 each, which is roughly around 15,000, maybe a little bit over. I'm not too sure. All right, and that was right over here. As you can see, I was late on this one because I hesitated. I don't know why I hesitated. It was clean. It was there. I should have got in right here. I don't know why I hesitated, but I got in a little bit late. All right, and then I just held it all the way through from here all the way up to 11:03 a.m., which is when I sold all of my contracts all at once at $260 per contract. So that was around the $30. I think this is 40%. I'm pretty sure this is 40%, maybe 35% profit on this one. So I turned my 15,000 into 19,000 in some and 900 something. But yeah, that was pretty much the trade. I got out right up here when the stock started to be a little bit slower. Eventually, it went all the way up to $186, which is where it should be. But the difference between the value of the contracts here versus here is it's not that different. All right, so collecting your money early is ideal. If you really want to wait it out to sell at the very, very top, that's fine too. But there's really no difference. There's barely any difference in the value of the contracts here or here or here. The only thing is that you would just wait longer to collect your money. So when it gets really, really close, it's very important to just, again, collect your money as things climb up. So that is the Tesla example. Again, when you see it, it's very important to get it at the right time, right when it breaks out over here. The Nasdaq was also running at that time as well. Now, there is a different variation. This is the bullish pennant when it's behaving very, very well at every single step of the way. Now I'm gonna show you something else. All right, and this is on Meta. All right, a similar thing showed up on Meta, and I took a day trade on it. I took a day trade on Meta for the similar reason, for the same reason. All right, now this is gonna be a learning lesson for everybody. Okay, so my entry on this one was actually on time. I got in at the right time. All right, but the thing about the bullish pennant, it can get to where you know it's gonna go. Again, all of my drawings are on the chart. I haven't touched anything. I knew it was gonna get up here. Again, this was before the FOMC meeting. I knew it was gonna get up to 206. I just didn't like the way it got there. All right, and especially on these days, whenever there is structures that appear clean, it appears clean, it looks clean, it tends to play games with you. All right, so the most patient individuals win in this scenario. I got in here right at 203, and I ended up getting rid of it when it broke below 203 and 90 cents. Right when it got below there at 1110, I was out, and I was out for, like, in hindsight, I should have held. I know, right? Again, you can still hold if you want, but just know that when you're looking at the contracts, again, these are contracts that we trade in, not the stock. Like, if you trade in the stock, like, you can have all the patience in the world, and your stop loss can be kind of big, because this is not like, if you trade in the stock, this is not too much. But at the same time, this is not a lot either. That's why we trade contracts. All right, but with the contracts, when it doesn't do what Tesla just did, like I just showed you, where it goes up and it stays up here and then goes sideways and then go up again and go up and eventually gets there. When it doesn't do that and it takes a dive right here, like, this was a very tiny, minuscule loss for me on the trade. But the question is, at this point, I don't know whether it's going to bounce like this, like immediately bounce off, all right, or dip even lower and drop way below 203. Again, this is a small, tiny loss. Again, this is more, we're digging into the risk management aspect of things, all right? Now, this is a very tiny loss, and over here is a big loss. Like, you're seeing it, and the loss is getting bigger. And in worst case scenario, if it drops and really fails, like below 202.50, it's a massive loss. And you don't really want to be in that situation. So did I make the right decision? Again, looking at it with everything that is going on, most of you would say no. And I would say it's debatable, all right? And I could have gotten back in. I don't know why I didn't get back in this region, like, for the same price. Because with the contracts, when you sell here, there's time decay that goes on against the contract, so it doesn't really go up that much. Like, I could have gotten back in the trade right here, but there was the FOMC meeting, and again, the reaction to the minutes is kind of like earnings, but not. It doesn't feel that much as gambling as earnings. Like, gambling, like, earnings is 150% gambling. This one, it turns out to just validate the charts. All right, so that's one scenario. That's the other scenario that it could go. Again, I've seen things play out in much worse than this. This is kind of like the complicated way of approaching it. The best way to see it is the best way for this to happen is for the stock to just go up smoothly and go up like this. All right, and then there is the worst case scenario, which I don't have an example for y'all today, but I've seen this thing do this and then drop, like it goes up here and then drops all the way down to here, chops sideways, closes at the low, and then ends up where you know it should go the next day in the morning. All right, so these are the different ways that the bullish pennant can happen. Again, and I gave y'all some type of risk management thoughts on that. That way y'all can be very cautious and manage your risk moving forward with the strategy. So that's pretty much how you make thousands of dollars week in and week out with the bullish pennants. And that is the end of the video. Again, if you found this video helpful, do not forget to annihilate the like button for the YouTube algorithm. As always, helps the channel a lot and it allows more people to get this knowledge as well. Also, if you are new to the channel and you haven't done so already, definitely click on subscribe and click on the notification bell along with all notifications. That way you don't miss out on future uploads. If you'd like to be part of a private Discord community where you can get all of this information in real time as I see them, you can find that as the first link in the description of the video below. If you haven't followed me on social media yet, you can find me at Paul Nguma and at PATTERNOLOGY LAB on Instagram and on Twitter. And lastly, if all of this is brand new to you, if you're interested in getting started in the stock market, there's some basic step-by-step directions in the description of the video below. Step 1 to step 3. It only takes about 10 to 15 minutes for you to have all the tools you need to start trading immediately. You can also get some free stocks after setting up with Webull using the third link in the description of the video below. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Nguma with PATTERNOLOGY LAB, where we trade patterns and patterns only. And I will see all of you in the next video.